Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May all the peace and blessings of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of us. Today, as you can see, I want us to look a question on calculus, specifically differentiation, 10 marks question that was tested in Kcse 2018. Now let's start the question and see what is the solution to a problem of this kind. Now let's read the question together, then you can see the proper solution, or rather the proper approach to handle such a problem. The distance covered by a moving particle through point O is given by the equation. Now we are given the equation that S means displacement, and displacement and distance are equal except that displacement has a direction. T cubed minus 15 t squared plus 63 minus 10. Question: find the distance covered when t is equals to 2. It's very simple. You use the equation. That is A. Solution. A. S is equals to t cubed minus 15 t squared plus 63 t minus 10. Now t is equals to 2. Now let's insert that t. Now it will be t cubed minus 15 to bracket 2 squared plus 63 times 2 minus 10. This one will be 8 minus, this one will be 15 times 4, which is 60. This one will be 126, and this one will be minus 10. Now this one will be 8 plus 126 minus 60. This one will be 66 minus 10. And therefore again, 66 plus 8, 74, minus 10, you're going to get 64. And that is the distance covered by the moving particle. The t is in seconds, and therefore this one is 64 meters. Now, the distance covered during the third second. For instance, let's say part P of the equation, part B of the equation. Let's say this was the first second, the second second, and this is the third second. The first second and the second second, it was covered by 64. Now let's see what was covered at the third second. Now it will be S is equals to t cubed minus 15t squared plus 63t minus 10. Now t is equals to 3. Now this one class will be very simple, and it will be t cubed, which is 3 cubed minus 15 3 squared plus 63 into bracket 3 minus 10. Now it will be 27 minus 15 times 9. 15 times 9, 5 carry 4, 9 135 minus 135 plus 63 times 3, it will be 9 189 plus 189 minus 10. Now it will be 27 minus 135 plus 189. You are going to get 54 plus 54 minus 10. Now 27 plus 54, what are we going to get? 27, 54, 181 minus 10, and that is 71 meters. Now class, be very careful of what the question was requiring. During the third second, it's not that when t was, no. During the third second, you can get, now for you to subtract 71 minus 64. You subtract whatever was covered up to the second second, then you remain whatever was covered during the third second, and that will be 71 minus 64. That will give us 7 meters. Because during the third second, that means from 2 up to 3, whatever was covered, that is the distance. Now for you to get the distance covered from 2 to 3, what you do is you remove the distance covered by the 1 second and the second. Therefore, you are going to remain with the distance covered during the 3rd second. Now part C of the question. Now part C of the question says the time when the particle is momentarily at rest. At rest, V is equals to 0. And here we have S. How do we get V? V is equals to ds over dV. That is the differentiation part. How do we differentiate? Now it will be, it was t cubed. Now it will be, when differentiating, for example, if it was x, y is equals to x power n, it will be n x n minus 1. That is the formula. Now it will be 3t squared will be, t cubed will be 3t squared minus 30t. Now plus 63 plus 63. And what we know is that at rest, velocity is equals to 0. Now we ask the time when the particle is momentarily at rest. Now let's solve this equation. Now it will be 3t squared minus 30t plus 63 is equals to 0. That is a quadratic equation. Now it will be, we have a common factor that can divide through, and that is 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Now it will be t squared minus 10t plus 63 divided by 3, that is 21, is equals to 0. And a quadratic equation can be solved by 3 ways. That is factorization method, substitution, factorization method, completing square method, and using the quadratic formula. This one is very simple. We can solve it by using the factorization method. Let's look for two numbers. When added, we can get negative 10. When multiplied, we can get 21. And that is negative 7, negative 3. Minus 7 plus minus 3, that is negative 10. Minus 7 times minus 3, that is positive 21. Now it will be t squared minus 3t minus 7t plus 21 is going to give us 0. And now this one will be class. Let's collect in 2. This one 2 and this 2. We solve it. Now this one common factor is t into bracket t minus 3 minus. The common factor here is 7 into bracket t. Now if for this sign positive, it has to change negative so that we can restore back the positive value when the bracket is open. Now therefore it becomes t minus 3 is equals to 0. Now t minus 7, we have t minus 3. Now t can either be 3 or 7. When the particle is momentarily at rest, t can either be 3 or t can either be 7. That is when the particle is momentarily at rest. Now, let's go to the last part of the question, part D of the question. Part D of the question is acceleration when t is equals to 5. Now, class, when t is equals to 5, acceleration. Acceleration is gotten by dv over dt. You differentiate the velocity so that you can get the acceleration. And that will be, we're having our, this one, it will be 60 minus 30. 60 minus 30. And t is equals to 5. T is equals to 5. It will be 6 times 5 minus 30. And that is 30 minus 30. And that is equals to 0. Basically, when a particle is at rest, the velocity is 0. And when the velocity is 0, do you expect to have an acceleration? No. And therefore, by getting this value, you have proven your equation right. And therefore, basically, this is briefly about a differentiation question that was tested in the year 2018 that was carrying 20 marks. Be assured of how simple the problem is. Have a nice and a prosperous day ahead. Be blessed wherever you go in life. Thank you very much.